Well, my Kawasaki Mule has a flat tire there on the left side, and that tread is just gone. So I'm going to replace the back tires on this thing with a set that I bought here from Amazon. I've got two replacement tires, really affordable, look like a really good quality tire with a lot of thick tread. So we're going to go and install those with just some basic hand tools. These are another set of just 3 of these pry bars, these small ones. That should do the job. Again, I got these also on Amazon, and show you how we do that. These nuts here, lug nuts, are just going to be 17 millimeter. You're going to need a deep socket. You can just see the difference in the size of these tires. These are the same size tires, but all that tread is just gone on here. It's like a donut. It's just smooth. So these have some good lugs on them. Yeah, I definitely would recommend these for the Mule replacement tires. Now, next tricky thing is we're going to have to get the tire off this rim and break that bead. I got a bottle jack under the bumper of my truck, and just going to compress the tire against the bottle jack. All right, so we're going to go plan B on getting this wheel off this tire. I'm going to cut the tire off with this. This is a oscillating tool with this really cool hook blade on it. It's a sharp edge. It acts like a knife. And I'm just going to cut that off, and then I'm going to have to go in there with a pair of nips and cut the metal strands that hold the tire onto the bead. It's a pain in the butt, but it works. These tires are just, they're not small enough and they're not large enough for me to be able to grab a hold and put pressure on that bead with my bottle jack. So I tried both, neither one worked, so I'm just going to cut it off and pull it out with a pair of pliers. Show you how this works. All right, with the tire cut off, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut the bead here. The rubber is easy to cut, but then there's a bunch of metal strands. I'll have to get with a pair of pliers and cut them out by hand. This will get it all started though. And there we go. So I broke through the last of the metal on there, and now it's off. That took about 5 minutes of just picking away at it. You can see here, hopefully, that I was able to cut. You see those even cuts there just with the Dremel tool. So I cut a bunch of them, but I don't want to hurt the rim. So I get the last few by just tearing them apart using this little chisel, and then using a pair of these Work Pro nips. These are tight, kind of small, fit in there good, and they just cut. And that's it. So now we got the tire off the rims, and go ahead and mount the new tires. All right, now I'm going to put the new tire on the rim. You need a couple things: bucket of soapy water and a towel, and then you should get this set of 3 from Harbor Freight. Unfortunately, the other 2 of mine are in the other garage, so I'm going to just use this other pry bar. Should be enough. And then a couple of vice grips. This can make it easier sometimes if it's getting stuck. So first thing we're going to do, just going to soap up the edges of the rim, the tire where the rim will touch. Figure out what side you want in or out of the outside of the UTV. This will be my inside. So what I'm going to do, if you look at the rim here, you got a thick part here, you got a thin part here. You're going to lead with the thin part, small part, put that in first. and that's what we're going to use on the other side to pop out over the tire. If you start with this side here, your life's going to be a lot harder if you're doing this by hand. So if you pick the middle here like this, and just kind of push it down, get it in there about as far as you can, and I just kick it. There you go. And then when you got that in, I'm going to flip it over. And then I'm just going to get it started on the back side here. The problem with these tires are, and these wheels, they're just smaller than, you can't really put your knees on it and flex it like a big tire for a car. So it makes it a bit of a pain. So I'm just going to grab a hold of the rim with these vice grips. And that'll just help me on one side to pry and not have it all pop back out. And then I'm just going to start to pry it over. All right, so we got the rim mounted. Now we just got to get that bead to set and put air in it. Main thing about doing this approach is use something that's really flammable. I'm using carburetor cleaner. And then have a flame that's predictable and pretty big. I got this little blowtorch thing, goes on a propane tank. And that'll make sure that it all ignites real quick. And get away from it. And the side you're going to want to put the fluid in is the side with the valve. That's going to be that small side again. So that way you can get it inside the tire. Not a lot. A little on the outside so it'll catch. And then just pop it. And then come right back with your air, because that's probably not enough air there to ensure that it's seated, and then fill it up. So there you go. That's how you change the tires on your UTV using hand tools. It's definitely a job you can do yourself. Hope that was helpful. Hope you have a great day.